Welcome to week 8 and 9, because we missed last week, as we discussed in video 1, things happen, of yarn. Yarn is your awareness, your resilience, your nurturing. Normally this is where we tug on one health thread each week, the science, the why, and the how, and unravel into something that actually makes sense. Sometimes I researched it, sometimes Koneko researched it. A lot of times Koneko researched it, and then I confirmed it. Yeah, that's how it goes, because trust but verify. Either way, still your yarn. So, what are we going to talk about this week? Let's see here. This week is about something I've been learning about a lot lately, all throughout this past year, using it like crazy this last 2 weeks, and that's calming routines. It's not the aesthetic Pinterest kind, you know, it's the I'm stressed, my brain is loud, and I need to not spiral today kind. These routines help with panic attacks, high stress days, or just coming down from the chaos of life. And trust me, I've needed all three recently. Why do they matter though? Before I get into the actual routines, let's talk about why calming exercises are even needed, because they're not just nice to have. They're tools your body generally relies on. When you are stressed, overwhelmed, or heading into a panic spiral, your body flips itself into fight or flight mode. What does that mean? Your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure shifts, your breathing gets shallow, your muscles tense, your thoughts speed up. Your body acts like there's a threat even when there isn't one. And if you had weeks like I've had, with stress, low blood sugar moments, inconsistent eating, just life, your body can get stuck in that mode longer than it should be. Calming routines help you turn that system off. They tell your body and your brain, we're safe, we can slow down, we don't need to panic, and we can breathe again. These exercises will lower your heart rate, stabilize your blood pressure, help your nervous system shift from fight or flight mode into rest and digest, the mode where your body can actually recover. You don't need these exercises because you're weak. You don't need them because you're dramatic. You need them because you're human. And your body is doing exactly what your body does under stress. Calming routines can help you come back down. They don't fix everything, but they can help you become yourself again. So we're going to talk about a few of these and things that can happen and just things to try. Okay. So first thing I want to talk about is breathing exercises. Now my go-to breathing exercise, my favorite, the one I use all the time, is something called box breathing. Literally like a box, okay? So basically for box breathing, and again my go-to, which I can show you right here, only takes a few seconds. You do it for as long as you want to, as long as whatever. But basically you're going to inhale for 4, so you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to hold it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to exhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're going to hold it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to keep doing that box until you feel better. Okay? It's a very simple one. It's steady. And it works even when my brain is doing the Windows blue screen, which it does more often than I want to nowadays, but that's good. Now there's other breathing techniques, like this one called a 4-7-8 breathing. But to be honest with you, box breathing is my comfort exercise. It's like the mac and cheese, and I love mac and cheese, of breathing techniques. For some other breathing techniques, again, if you have a co-pilot, you can ask it, hey, there's some breathing techniques you can try. A lot of the programs, like if you, I don't know, I knocked over things. I don't know about the Google Health app because literally it just changed. We talked about that in thing 1, but anyways, it did have some breathing exercises. I know in my Hinge Health has some breathing exercise. You can Google it. Find which one works for you. Practice them. See if they work. But find a breathing exercise that you can remember, that you can use anytime that you feel like, I just need to sit and breathe. Okay? Like I said, for me, box breathing, my thing. Another thing you can try is and this is something I kind of newish learned about. Like I'd actually heard about, believe it or not, the very first time I heard it was I was watching Watson. the one with the doctor. And so, anyways, good show, by the way. But he had talked to somebody about, well, name this, name this, name this. So what this is, the 3-3-3 rule, is you basically stop and you name 3 things you can see. Then name 3 things you can hear. And then you want to move 3 things in your body. What it does is it pulls you out of your head and back into your body. It's grounding without being complicated, which is great because during panic, complication is not happening. Another thing you can try on to the 3rd thing is what's called visual grounding. For me, I used 2 pictures, which one was on my wall for the longest time. Explain that in a second. But I do have 2 pictures. One of them is the one that was on my wall, the one that my therapist had gave me with the little kitty going up the hill. That basically says, you know, I still have a long way to go, but look how far I come, and I'm proud of myself. That's a visual grounding for me. The other one I have is another picture, which I made with a little blurb that a friend had told me. And basically just says, you go queen, you're beautiful, you can do this. With some other stuff. Now like I said, the one on my wall is currently missing. It kind of fell off my wall. I just had it out there with the 2-sided wall tape stuff, and it vanished into the void, and I need to find it just because it had one of my favorite pins on it. The other one's on my phone, and I really do need to basically print out the one on my phone, find the one I have, or print out a new one. I find that pin though, and like put them in a frame and stick them on my wall so they actually stay there. But I'm still in whatever mode. Well, yeah, future project. We'll get to it. Let's see here. Let's go on to the next thing that you can try is basically making a vision board. I thought it was the stupidest thing when I first heard about these things. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, but I have plans and I'm super excited. Basically, it's whenever, you know, for me, whenever I can actually get this vision board, I have ideas I can put on it. I have stickers. I have ambition. It's the vision. This is where I want to be. This is the things I want to try. This is all kinds of stuff. The thing is that I don't have a giant board that I can pin and stick everything on because I'm very specific and picky about what I use, and it costs money. So that's on the save for later. We're going to get to it, just not today, but it is on my save for later list so we can do this big old vision board, and you'll see it whenever I see it. But I'm currently planning it. Just planning it is calming, believe it or not. And it's giving my brain something hopeful to focus on. Like, I get to make this, and then I can, like, I'll have it like probably above my desk here. I have a nice big plain thing right above my desk. Y'all can't really see, but I plan on like getting this thing and sticking it there, and when it's done, and just having this thing I can look up at and go, that's my goal, this is what I like, that's my happy sticker. Like, I can look at that, I can say it's my happy sticker. So much stuff. Like, I actually, like, if you asked me about this 20 years ago, I'd be going, I don't understand. But y'all, I don't actually have a vision board. I've never had one before, and just the thought of it and the thoughts of what I can do with it now that I'm actually in a happy place is just, I'm excited thinking about it. And it, like I said, it's calming to just think about it and plan things. And when I can actually do it, I have so many plans. But yeah, a vision board. Make yourself a vision board. Just don't be as picky as me to where you can't make it right now because you don't have the things that you want. My husband has been trying to help me, but I'm like, no, I don't want that. That looks like something I don't want on my wall, and I'm picky. But anyway, either way, try out a vision board. Another thing I want to talk about, here's another thing you can try is crafts. I'm not lying, crafts. I know, Play-Doh. Go play with Play-Doh. For me, I cross stitch and I knit. I love it. It's amazing. It calms me down. Like on a high stress night, and I'm just sitting there just repetitively, cross stitching and repetitively stabbing something over and over and over again. When knitting, I have 2 big old needles. I usually make little stuffies with, I'll show you all some of those stuffies one of these days. From way back when. I haven't done it in a while because my hands, always have problems with my hands. but they're amazing for calming down. For me, now for you, crocheting is calming you down. Good. For me, I'm not going to count on it. I'm not sure if that's calming or if it's just raising my blood pressure, because I'm very bad at crocheting. I try and I'd love to, but no. But basically a craft. Puzzles. Diamond painting. Painting. I love to do diamond painting. I love to paint. I'm bad at painting, but I love to paint. Like, I usually just get the paint by numbers. But it gives your hands something to do so your brain can stop yelling at you. Like, you get to focus on that instead of that. Other things you can try is just stretch. Do some stretches. Some just slow stretches that it just resets your body. You do some neck rolls. I was about to, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna pop my neck, and y'all don't want to hear that. You can do some shoulder stretches, shoulder rolls, some hamstring stretches. Nothing fancy. Just enough to tell your muscles, hey, you don't have to be a brick today. So if you can do squats, do squats. I literally do like some things like 5 squats. Just 5, that's it. Some lunges, just little things, just stretch, move your body. Yes. Now going in from stretching, of course, we're going to walking. I love walking on a high stress day. Walking, believe it or not, is underrated. I know you hear like, oh, walking, it is actually underrated, but it is so good for your stress. Just, it lets you, for me, whenever I walk, it lets me gather my thoughts together and I actually think better. Like I've had some days with just difficult, I just get up, just walk in the other room, just quick walk, and like my brain's like, okay, and I can actually stitch things together, sit back down, let's go. I've had a very stressful day, I go walk at night. I usually walk at night because I do love to walk at night, and it lets me either work my brain through the day, like here and there, or I'm just listening, because I have a podcast. Again, we're gonna talk about MrBallen, and one of these I call them cloth spotlight ones one of these days, because I love listening to MrBallen. I really should probably, because when I say I walk at night, I mean it's literally dark outside, and he does the strange, dark, and mysterious, and I give myself a little jump scare more often than I'd like to admit. That's fine. Actually, jump scares, well, not massive ones, not ones that give you a heart attack. You know, I'm not saying, but sometimes like a little bit of is actually, because it gets your heart racing and then you calm down. I'll talk about that whenever I talk about his. But yeah, walk. Go outside, go for a walk. If you enjoy the sunshine, get some sunshine in. If you don't, if you're like me, that you're lucky I'm walking at all outside. I go outside because there's less people, I'm less likely to run over, and I really don't like the sun. Go out at night. You know, find a safe area, of course. I'm knocking everything over, but go out at night. So, whatever, you know, but walk. Walking is good. So anyways, these are just a few things that I could think of, but there's so many more. You can, again, just, I know I've said, you know, oh, don't use Google for looking up your health or WebMD or whatever. Like, it just says you're dying. I've always said ask a professional, and some of these you might want to ask a professional, because especially if your body's having problems with things, you might, you know, they might not want you doing certain things. Let's talk about stretching or walking, or for how long. Like, there are certain things if you think about it, but either way, you can Google if you're looking for different things, like what's a calming thing I can do. You can use Copilot, they can ask you. You can write down things. There's so much stuff. There's so much more than what I just mentioned. But why does it matter? So these routines, they don't really fix the stress. They don't really erase your panic, but they do help you cope. They help you stay present instead of having that mind wander or having that mind spiral. And they help you come down and back to yourself when everything just feels too loud. And you don't have to do all of them every day. You just gotta do something. Just do the one that feels right, the one that helps you out the most. And I have different things I do for different stressors. takeaway from all this is that your calming routine doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to help. Find the thing that brings you to the center. So not all of this might work for you. If it doesn't work, try the next. Try something different. You know, if breathing works, cool. Grounding, crafts, stretching, walking, whatever works for you. Something else that I haven't mentioned. By the way, if something else helps you, just comment it, because who knows, it could help somebody else. But yeah, just find the thing that helps for you. If your routine changes from week to week, that's okay. Mine does too. Okay. But yeah, do what you can. Keep yourself calm. Believe me, it's better for your health if you're calm. And these things can definitely help you. So, this is your yarn for this week. The thread you can pull when everything else feels tangled. Now, we're still talking about the same thing. We're just gonna let Professor Calico talk, because that was me talking. They're all me talking, but you know how I like to do my things. But let's go talk to Professor Calico. So, she's gonna sit up to the podium. Her tail's gonna be curled neatly. Her voice is full of academic authority. I know, I'm having fun reading this. Class, let us discuss why the human must calm down before they spontaneously combust. When the human experiences stress, whether it's from panic, low blood sugar, overwhelming emotions, or simply existing in the modern world, the body activates something called the sympathetic nervous system. This is a system responsible for elevated heart rate, fluctuating blood pressure, shallow rapid breathing, tense muscles, racing thoughts, and the general sensation of, I'm going to explode. In other words, this is called the fight or flight mode. The system designed for running from bears, not answering emails. The human body is dramatic. It perceives inconvenience as mortal peril. Calming exercises activate the opposite system, the parasympathetic nervous system. It's also known as the rest and digest. This system lowers your heart rate, stabilizes blood pressure, deepens breathing, relaxes muscles, reduces stress hormones, and convinces the brain that everything is not, in fact, on fire. These routines are not optional luxuries, they're physiological interventions. They tell your body we are safe, we are not being chased, you may return normal functioning. Without these techniques, the human remains in a state of heightened alert, which is exhausting, it's unsustainable, and frankly unnecessary, unless a bear is actually present. Calming routines are not weakness, they are maintenance, like grooming, but for your nervous system. Do them. Now, a little bit of side note from me, because I was thinking about this, my brain went, real talk, I should get, I think, a little calico plushie, and get a little tiny professor hat, and a little pointer, and like a little mini chalkboard for her to talk to y'all. And it's like, imagine her just standing there judging me in 3D. All right. Yeah, thanks. One of these days, you might actually see it happen, because now it's in my mind. I have ideas. They are adorable in my head, which is absolutely hilarious because I can't picture things in my head. A quick explanation of what I just said. I have something that's called, let's say if I say this right, aphantasia. I'll put the spelling somewhere. Now what this means is that when people say to me, picture this. Let's go from Golden Girls, picture this, Sicily. Anyway, my brain goes, no. There's no mental image in my head. I don't get mental images. It kind of sucks because people tell me about them and I'm like, okay, cool. I don't know. I just get some vibes, basically. But anyways, so basically anything that I can imagine and think of is basically theoretical to me, incomplete, whatever, until it exists in the real world. So I think of something and I'm like, that sounds cute. It's not looks cute because I can't, it sounds cute. Yeah, anyway, we might go over this part in another yarn in case anybody else has this problem. It's a whole topic. So anyways, I had to intervene in there and tell you about my sudden thought while I was making the script for this week on this, because I kind of now want to do that. Anyway, anyways. So anyway, that's this week's thread, is the calming routines, nervous system resets, and all the little things that can help us come back to ourselves when life gets loud. None of this is about perfection. None of it is about doing everything every day. It's about having tools that you can reach for when your body or your brain goes into full chaos mode. Some days it's going to be breathing. Some days it's going to be something grounding. Some days it's crafts. Some days you're stretching, walking. And some days it's just remembering to unclench your jaw. I'd like to say it was a joke, but I've had some days just like that. And it all counts. So if this week was stressful, overwhelming, or just a lot, you're not alone. You're doing the best you can with energy you've got, and that's enough, truly. So we'll keep pulling all the threads together. 1 week, 1 breath, 1 tiny step at a time. And who knows, maybe one of these days you're going to see a tiny Professor Calico plush with a chalkboard making a cameo. I have plans. They're adorable. The execution will be chaos, but the idea is solid, okay? So, before you go, please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you want to follow along this chaotic little wellness journey. If I'm dragging my fat self back here next week, you're coming with me. So until next time, take a breath, take a moment, take care of yourself. Your yarn is still unraveling, and you're doing great.